I just woke up from a nap a little while ago. Can we just pretend I'm going for like kind of like a smoky eye thing? Either those are legit dark circles or just a little mascara shadow, okay? We'll call it a summer daytime smoky eye. Hi friends, I'm Erin. This is Erin Go Live, and this is going to be my reading roundup, kind of what I've read recently, what I'm currently reading, what I plan to read imminently. There's going to be a little bit of a very small book haul, some books I just picked up today. So let's get started. I actually read, this is the most books I've read in a month. May was the most books I've read in a month in a bajillion years. I read 6 books in May. Like, I can't remember the last time I read 6 books. When I first started watching BookTube and doing BookTube, like 2018, 2019, I was easily reading like 8 to 12 books a month. That was just like my standard, kind of average out of about 10 books a month. My husband was still alive. I was reading to him all the time. I was reading out loud a ton, and I was just kind of like obsessed with books. It turns out I have a bit of an addictive personality, and yeah, books are still it. Anyway, so just really excited about that. And it was a really good reading month. So I ended up reading three fiction and 3 nonfiction. So I guess the way that they're stacked, I'll just start with the fiction. And the one that I started or finished most recently, because it's on top, this is Stephen King's Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption. That's all one title. I thought that when I first picked this up, I thought it was like a short story and a novella. No, Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemption is the title of what we know as Shawshank Redemption. This was so good. I think the movie is one of the greatest movies of all time, and which I haven't seen in years. I would like to rewatch it now, but it's amazing. Like, it's a tiny little book. Like, how long is it? Just over 100 pages, and there's like no filler. There's no fluff. It's just this. You're being told the story, and so if you remember the Red character, not the color red. His name is Red. He's the guy that can get you anything. We're basically, Stevie, get out of there. My dog was like rooting through my book bag on the ground. Red is telling the story in the form of a memoir, but specifically about the time frame that he knew Andy Dufresne. So I don't want to give away what happens, but Andy Dufresne is a prisoner in Shawshank prison, and he completely claims that he was innocent. The kind of like wrong place, wrong time, absolute worst luck possible, and he knows that he's innocent. And the evidence was just mounted so strongly against him that they could see no way how he could be innocent. And so he ends up with, I think it's 3 life sentences. So it's kind of how he makes it through prison, and his time with Red, their relationship, and what an impact Andy ends up having on the prison, including like getting this amazing library. Like, he was a banker, he was very smart, very industrious, and it was so well done, and I just love the whole thing. And then the other King I read was The Shining. Seen the movie multiple times, although I think I actually have never seen the movie 100% like from start to finish. It's always been in kind of bits and pieces, like, oh, it's on and I'm gonna watch it. The book was fantastic. So interestingly, or like coincidentally, providentially, however you want to say it, I recently have come to terms with the fact that I'm an alcoholic. And right as I started, like, that was very, very new, right when I started reading this book. And this book, it turns out, is largely about Jack's alcoholism. So that's kind of like the underlying theme, while we have this story of Jack being the caretaker. He becomes like the winter caretaker of this hotel. I can't think of the name of the hotel right now. Anyway, he becomes a caretaker of this hotel. The roads are impassable in this mountain area of Colorado in the winter. So somebody has to stay there to basically keep the place up and running, particularly having to release the pressure on the boiler so the whole place doesn't blow up. So Jack and his family, his wife and his 4-year-old son, is he 4? Okay, now I can't remember how old the son is. 4 seems too young. Anyway, Jack and his son and his wife end up living there, and as he's actually the cook. Dang it, I can't remember his name either. Does it tell me? Okay, Danny's 5. Mr. Halloran. Okay, Mr. Halloran is the cook of the hotel, and he and Danny, the little boy, end up having this really good talk right before Mr. Halloran leaves, and there's a connection between the two, and just kind of the story goes from there. This was fantastic. It's a long one, but it was one that didn't feel long. Let's see, how long is this? If you're doing big book summer, this would be a great one. Yeah, it's over 650 pages, but it didn't feel like it. I can't remember 4 or 5 stars on this one. Having read Shawshank, and that's definitely 5 stars, I feel like this is gonna be 4 stars, but still maybe 4.5. Still fantastic. They both have me wanting to read more King, and you'll see one coming up here in a little bit. Okay, and then I read Within Arm's Reach by Napolitano. I had previously read Dear Edward by her, which is the story of a boy who survives a plane crash. There's a series, I don't know if it's on Apple TV Plus or Hulu, one of those, that they made of it. I want to watch that. But anyway, this is a story about 3 generations of an Irish Catholic family. We have kind of like a whisper of the previous generation from that. And hey, Stevie, stop. Sorry if you could hear my dog licking himself. And whisper of a next generation. And we follow multiple perspectives, particularly the grandma, her daughter, the son-in-law, or that daughter's husband, and then their 2 girls. There are other members of the family who are in the story, but those are the perspectives that we get. And it's just a cool family drama that I really enjoyed. Totally not likable characters. They are a family who love each other, but they don't like each other. And I just found the whole thing really interesting. And I gave this one 4 stars. I don't even always rate things. I don't even know why I'm telling you ratings. And I have a hard time too rating nonfiction books. So I probably won't even say ratings for these nonfiction. Editing Aaron here. I realized I went into great detail on these 3 nonfiction books, but I had already covered these in the last reading roundup. So if you want to know more about these books, I'll just share them with you. But if you want to know more about these books, you can go and watch the last reading roundup. So those 3 books were Pastrix by Nadia, Bolz-Weber. I figured out her first name, but I can never remember her last name. Crazy Love by Franciis Chan. And As Long as You Need by J.S. Park. Then, what am I reading right now? I am just almost halfway through The Invisible Hour by Alice Hoffman. I'm reading this for the historical fiction readathon, hosted by Shelley Swearingen. Really enjoying this one. It's cultish. So I can't remember who it was now. One of my subscribers, commenters, had just told me that I think she just read it, and she's like, 2 buzzwords, bookish and cultish. And I was like, sold. That sounds amazing. So we have this girl grows up in a cult, and her mom was a big book lover. Her mom came to the cult when she was pregnant with Mia, our main character, and her mom was a big book lover, and she sees this building off in the distance from where they are. She asked her mom, what is that castle? She's like, it's actually not a castle, it's a library. And so she's able to get herself there, and she gets hooked on books. And she grabs this book, and she opens up, and there's an inscription to Mia. And then the librarian comes over and says something to her, and it scares her, and she puts it back, and then she keeps not being able to find this book again. There are allusions to, very strong allusions to the Scarlet Letter. I think it's going to become more of a thing in the book. And then it also kind of feels a little Handmaid's Tale-y. So yeah, I'm just really enjoying this book, and I know that it's going to get kind of weirder, because we're more in present day now, and we're going to go, she's going to get, what does it say? It tells me somewhere. I think there's a time slip or something like that where she's going to go back in the past, and I'm not sure exactly where that ends, but it's going to be magic-y and historical, because this time it's we give the magic of books, kind of foreshadowing, I think, what's going to end up happening. And then I will be starting, one more book that I'm currently reading. I'm listening to the audiobook of this giant chunker, another big book summer, PBS Great American Read book and book club book, if I didn't already say that, Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mithcell. Listening to the audiobook of this, it's a 49-hour audiobook, and I think I'm maybe 35% through. Hoopla keeps doing weird things to me and like it stops working. Really frustrating. Sometimes it won't let me sign in and it's like retry error or something like that. Or sometimes the app just like is white and like nothing will load. So I would be further along in it if it would just let me play the damn thing. And then next week, so today is Saturday as I'm filming this, Monday through Thursday of next week, I'm gonna do is take the little Airbnb trip, just about 30-40 minutes kind of up the hill from me in the Sierra foothills, and just kind of get a getaway. But I have to actually come back multiple times over those days for like appointments. I have to take my mom to an appointment, stuff like that. But I'm gonna have lots of just alone time where I'm gonna be able to read and probably watch some, you know, Netflix or whatever. And so these are the books, this could change, but these are the books I'm planning to bring up with me. If I haven't finished The Invisible Hour, which I hope I have, that might be a good goal to finish that by the time I leave on Monday. But because I can't be there until like, you know, check-in's at like 3, so that should happen. Anyway. Big Book Summer, June on the Range, PBS Great American Read, Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. Also, just want to point out, I have a thing about matching, if I can, matching my bookmark to my book. So I feel like that's a pretty good match. This is Avenue Books. Where is this one? Berkeley. Oh, you know what? This is one I got, not in Berkeley. I think I got this at a bookstore in Oakland. And I don't know why I got it, but I've never, oh no, I did go there. I did go to this one in Berkeley. Yeah. Because I always like to, you know, check out bookstores, you know, whenever I'm, you know, traveling or, I mean, Berkeley's not really traveling for me. It's not that far away. I think I was coming from a baseball game. Anyhow, a few more books here. Okay, the next book is the next king I'm going to read. This is The Body, and this is the book that they made the movie Stand By Me about. Talking about this before. I'm just going to say it one more time. This bridge here, the bridge in the movie is just south of, just south of the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. So if you're at the beach boardwalk, you just walk south a little ways and you can walk right over this train bridge. There's this sticker. I'm just gonna, ooh, there we go. That's a nice clean pull there. Okay. Book I've never heard about. I just saw it on the bookshelf at like the new release area at Half Price Books. And what attracted me is these beautiful, like dark teal sprayed edges, and then a cozy fantasy steeped with love. This is Rebecca Thorne's Can't Spell Tea Without Treason, and I can never like remember this very well, so I'm just going to read the first little bit of the blurb. All Raina and Chiantha want is to open a bookshop that serves tea while firelight drifts between the rafters. Yes, please. But Raina works as one of the queen's private guards, and Chiantha is the most powerful mage in existence. Leaving their lives isn't so easy. They get dragged into some sort of adventure after that. So I think this will be like a nice, like totally different from the other things I'm reading. Nice cozy for my Airbnb trip. Okay, as I said, I love going to independent bookstores. And especially it just feels like there's more and more around my area. And I recently discovered one called Crawford's Books, J. Crawford's Books. And they were having a sidewalk sale today. Now I didn't end up buying any of the books in the sidewalk sale area, but I went inside and found some really good books. But first, you know, love a bookish t-shirt. And so I just really liked that design with the tree and the books. And oh, there's a cat. Is that a cat? No, it's a corgi. It's a corgi. The owners must have a corgi. They had a tote bag that was covered in corgis. Sure, I like a corgi. Okay, so the 3 books that I picked up, Great American Read, and then just also want to read this and particularly add this to my collection of this. What is this? The Penguin, I don't know, some sort of Penguin special edition. This is The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. One I wanted to read for a really long time, have kind of family roots from the Dust Bowl during the Depression. And so, yeah, really excited to have this one, especially in this edition that's going to match my other Steinbecks. Also, I went to the John Steinbeck National Museum last summer in Salinas, which is mostly where East of Eden takes place. So maybe I'll link that vlog if you're interested. Then on the Atlantic's Great American Novels books is Severance by Ling Ma. These are all used copies and they're like in perfect condition. So Severance by Ling Ma is like a pandemic-y kind of book, and I like this. There's a bunch of like praise for the book on the back, but there's this one line that says, "Is it the end of the world or just another day at the office?" So that has me intrigued. And then finally, last book on this list, I recently started watching Nick at Books Are Sick. And he had done a review of this book recently. It just really got me interested in it. I think it's on the Atlantic's list, but I'm not positive. But this is Cormac McCarthy's Blood Meridian. It's supposed to be like really brutal. I loved On the Road by Cormac McCarthy, so this will be my second of his. And I think it's kind of his, maybe On the Road and Blood Meridian are kind of his, you know, like biggest, like, well-known book. So anyway, that's what's going on in my bookish life. I'm super proud of myself for getting those 6 books read, plus 30-some% have Gone with the Wind in May, and I'm looking forward to a good June. Quick little house update. This house closed on Friday. So yesterday, the house I'm buying was funded, and it will record on Monday. So officially be closed on Monday. It actually was supposed to happen yesterday, but there was a typo somewhere. They had the wrong county on some paperwork, and so it's gonna be Monday. It's fine. The biggest thing is that it got funded, which means that, you know, all the ducks are lining up in a row. Have some light remodeling plans that's gonna happen as soon as possible, and then we will be out of this house June 29th as our move out date, or like our have to be out date. So anyway, thank you for watching all of that. This actually went longer than I expected it to go. My reading roundup with a little lifestyle update. Thank you for watching. Remember, every day is a great day for a great day, no matter what.